Heated clothing, any good or a waste of money?
Hi, Tony here, welcome to the channel, and this week I thought I'd start the video out on the bike. Now I'm looking at the moment at winter gear, stuff to help you feel comfortable and help you ride when the temperature drops, and we have now had a little bit of a cold snap here in the UK. So I'm out wearing the Keis heated vest, and I've also got a set of the Keis heated liners in my gloves as well. Now I've got a low temperature warning come up on the Tiger here. It's showing 3 degrees. It was 2 degrees earlier. It started to warm up a little bit now the sun's been out for a while. But as you'll notice, I'm wearing a Belstaff Crosby jacket. Now this jacket is a 6-ounce wax cotton jacket. I really do like this jacket, but generally once the temperatures drop below 10 degrees, it's not really a jacket I can wear unless I shove loads of layers underneath it, and in which case it becomes a little bit bundled and uncomfortable. Underneath this I'm wearing a base layer which has got a windproof panel on the front, which is the Halverson's one. I've got a t-shirt over that, I've got the Keis heated vest and this, and that's it. And so far I've been out for a while, and in these temperatures I'm not feeling cold. In actual fact, I think I might be looking to turn this down a little bit. I've got it on maximum and I'm getting quite toasty. So straight away, one of the benefits of the Keis heated vest is that it's a very thin layer, but it provides the warmth of multiple other layers. Now, a thermal liner normally is just there to be able to retain heat. It doesn't generate any heat, and obviously you'll know that if you're on a bike you're generally pretty static, so in cold weather your temperature can drop pretty quickly, and it's your core temperature that you really need to have to worry about. So if you're riding and your core temperature drops, that's when your body starts to take away blood supply to the outer extremities to protect that core. So that's where you get the cold fingers and the cold toes. The vest that keeps your core warm means that you've got a better chance of keeping those extremities warm as well. And I'll go through some of this later on in the video when we have a little bit of a closer look at it. But you've got the option to run this powered from the bike, so it comes with the cable to be able to connect it up to the bike and just plug it in at the bottom. For myself, I've got an accessory heat control connected to it, and I'm running it from the battery on full power, which is what this is on at the moment. I'm getting probably an hour and a bit out of it at full power. To be honest, you don't really need to run it at full power all the time. Certainly in this temperature, 3 degrees, you can drop it down to medium or low. I tend to put it on when I've been riding with it, get it warmed up on max power first, and then just turn it down, and that just keeps that core warm. These are very popular. I've never used them before. I've always gone with layering, and I must admit that this has been a revelation. The heated elements in the gloves are working well because the element, it runs around the outside of the fingers, and it's exactly what you want. So you've still got a nice thin glove on the palm, but the extremities generally are the ones that get the cold first, and I'm not getting that from those. Obviously you can use it with heated grips as well, and you're sort of doubling up, and that works particularly well. The only negative I would say about this potentially is that wearing these liners you need to have pretty loose fitting gloves. I like my gloves to fit nice and close, and the heating element that runs around the fingers does take up a bit of room. It is a little bit bulky. So on something like these Lee Parks gloves, I've got no issue with putting these underneath, because these are a relatively loose glove anyway. And I wouldn't normally be wearing these gloves in this temperature either. These are good again down to about 10 degrees. If you do like to wear very close fitting gloves, which I do, there are a few pairs of gloves that I just couldn't get my hands in with these, so that's one thing to bear in mind. And in that case it may well be that you look at a heated glove as opposed to just a liner. As it's powered from the battery pack, I've got cables running down the sleeves of my jacket plugged into the gloves. And the beauty of that system is that I've not got a battery pack in the gloves, which tends to get quite bulky around the wrist and makes it difficult to get jackets over the top. One other thing to consider, I suppose, is the pricing, and I'll put the price of the vest and the other bits and pieces up on the screen around here somewhere. But actually, if you start looking at the cost of really good, high quality thermals, there's not a vast difference between the two. And the beauty of this, the fact that you can run this from the battery, is this is good for off the bike as well. So if you're at a rugby match or a football match, or you're standing out doing something and it's cold, you can shove this under your jacket, plug the battery in, and be nice and warm while you're standing around outdoors. And that again is just another really good use for this heated vest. I'll head back into the garage and give you a look over what the stuff is, but the verdict on the bike is this vest is a game changer. It's beautiful, controlled heat. It feels like I've got the sun on my back today, and I have got the sun on my back, but at 3 degrees it's not obviously generating much heat. So in terms of the road test and how it worked, I've been using this today, I've been using it over the last couple of weeks, and I have to say, fantastic, really impressed.
So I'm back in off the bike, and time to give you a closer look at the jacket and talk about some of the technology that goes inside it. So if we look at the construction of the vest, it's essentially 4 layers. You've got a comfort inner liner, then you've got the microcarbon heating elements that sit over the top of that. Very flexible, you don't really notice that they're there, and they cover the front and the rear of the vest. Then there's a wind blocking membrane over the top of those elements, and then on the outside you've got this breathable outer shell. Now apparently this is an improvement over previous models because those layers are thinner, and it is a very thin vest. Right, so onto the jacket. Well, first things first, you've got a chest pocket here. Then at the bottom down here, there's a zip, which is where the heating controller goes. It comes with a sort of closed loop, so as soon as you connect the battery, it starts heating on max power. If you want to fit the heating control, and that now does come free with the jacket, I noticed on their website, it's not an optional extra. You've got a standard side pocket on there just as a hand warmer, and the same on this side. And then on the inside there's another small pocket which holds the optional lithium battery with a connecting cable for that, which runs up through inside the jacket. And if you buy the lithium battery, obviously it comes with a battery charger. You've got 4 little lights on the battery to show you how much charge there is, and there's also a USB output. It gives a 5-volt 1 amp output, so you can use this as a power pack to charge your phone or other devices as well. That's quite a nice touch. In terms of other connection, well, you'll see there's connectors here under the armpits. So when you buy the heated gloves or the heated liners, you'll get the cables that go from those. They just plug into there and then run down the sleeve. And if you're wearing heated trousers or insoles, there's another connector at the bottom here. It's got a nice stretchy panel in the side there, and it is indeed a very thin jacket, so putting it underneath doesn't really change the profile of the jacket. The only thing you will notice is if you've got that battery pack in that little pocket, you've got a little bit of bulk in there, but that's a small price to pay for the convenience of having this dual power system. To power this from the bike, the jacket comes with this little connector. There's a cap on the end there. You've got a fuse holder and your connectors for the battery, and you'll get fuses in the bag as well. And this is important because you need to put the appropriate fuses in depending on what drawer the items of clothing are taking. So if you've got insoles, trousers, vest, gloves, the whole lot going on, that's going to draw more current than just the vest itself, and so you can manage your fuses by putting the correct fuse in this holder. And there's a little bit of information there as to how much current each item draws, and you can work out exactly what fuse you need to be putting in there. Now, if I've forgotten anything or you've got any other questions, you know where to ask those in the comment section down below. And until next time, I'd just like to say thanks for watching. Take care, ride safe, and I will see you soon. Bye.